Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Let's continue what we started. So today we will do the high availability between the FTD. So between the two FTDs, like one active and one standby, with the help of FMC, of course. So as we know here, let's see, to make this both, so I need a link between two firewall. Okay, it can be actually another link. It will be like stating link, but let's make it like this in the beginning. So, and let's see what I have here on my PC. Okay, so here I have two FTDs and I want to make it. I'm inside the device, device management, everything in the device. When we here add, there is high availability. Let's see what will be happening now. HQ-HA, I can name it. Select type, firepower threat defense or firepower, no firepower threat defense. Select the primary is HQ active, and this is a standby. Continue. It will tell you that snort process of primary and secondary device and probably causing traffic. Okay, great. So now it's telling us uh, who the interface. The interface is G0/2. This is the link, right? If you can see here, where is it? No. Here G0/2. So it's G0/2. State link. Do you have another link for that one? No, I don't have. So here I can fill over or HA, it doesn't matter. Okay, primary IP. What is the primary IP that you wanted for this? Let me do it, for example, 10.10.10.1. Okay. Secondary IP, let's make it 10.10.10.2. Net mask 255.255.255.0. IPsec encryption, if you want to make a key for them between these, either as auto or custom, you will put the share key and confirm key. Let's make it without key to simplify it. And click add. Anything here? State link. Okay. Same as LAN failover. If I have, it will dump everything. Okay, so it took all the configuration from here. But if I have another link, so I will put it and I will put the name for that. So let's make it add. Configure interface monitoring option to protect the HA pair interface. Apply the same health policy to primary secondary nodes of the HA. Okay, it's send you the interface health you need to. I will configure it. One thing just I want to tell you, I changed it, but I didn't record it in the video. You remember I was having a default access control policy here. Here, access control policy. And I was adding the two firewall, the two FTDs inside one, the default policy, right? So what I did is, and when we wanted to deploy the configuration, it asked me to deploy for both. I said no, I will deploy it for one. So if I want to make an HA for that, so it will throw you an error. It will tell you there is pending a deployment for the standby, and you didn't do it. And here, if the policy assignment, if you remember, I was having both. Okay, now, okay, it's removed, but both it was having. So what I did is I removed it from this policy because I don't want to deploy, and I create another one. I name it test for speeding thing, and I put the standby firewall in this policy just to have the ability to this uh, remove this error. Okay, because the policy, when I applied the policy here and I did the policy, the two FTDs, it's inside the default policy. So you need to apply this for both, or if you don't want to apply it, but the HA will not proceed with that because it will tell you that there is a deployment pending. Please proceed after that, do the HA. So in your real environment, it's better once you give the initial IP addresses, like for the inside and outside interfaces, automatically do the HA before doing any policies, any net, anything. Okay, to avoid any problems. And we will see now what is if it will work perfectly or it will throw. So now it's still here. What's showing us? Normal disable error. There is one error, fine. Here there is nothing. Okay, it's takes some time. And here HA, high availability. See, they are both. So let's continue this. I will pause the video and I will come when it's done. Okay, here something happened. Primary failover set active, no active unit found. What does this mean? Let me check. Okay, routed. What is this error? Let me go to inside it. Okay, now the failover standby detected an active mate. Fine. It's sending the threads together. Uh, let's okay. Let's refresh it and see what's going on. Okay, here let me see. Interface status. Okay, there's no any packet from 30 and 40. It's fine. So this is not a catastrophe. Why it became slow? Doesn't matter. Device management. Something is happening behind the scenes. So let's trigger it. But I don't know. It's not taking an action. It's stuck. Device management again. So let me see what's going on from the module here. If I click here, show failover. Okay, show failover history interface state. My syntax error. Okay, state. Okay, this host is primary. Great. Last serial none. Okay, active. Other host secondary standby ready. Common failure. There is failure in standby. But this took the active and standby. Let me see what is the failure here. Let me show it to me. Show failover state. This is secondary standby ready none. Primary active none. Yani this knows that it's a standby, but it cannot find the primary. How? There is a alert came to us that it detect the mate. Doesn't matter. Let me see what's going on here. This is stuck. I don't know why it's stuck. Is it still alive or what? Ping 192.16.168.100.2. That's a spending, still alive. Well, close it. Let's see. Open it again. Oh, it's here already. Cached. Well, let me pause it to not make the video long, and when it's open, I will return back to you. Well, it's up again, and now you see the dashboard. Now it start to get you something because the traffic now going here and there. Fine. So let's go back to our topics. Device management. Okay, great. Now it's here primary active, and this is here secondary standby. Don't afraid from this red. It's not asking for traffics from inside to outside. It's not so. It's saying yeah, that this interface is not getting any traffic. So this is fine. What we care about, like FTD active, this is the name. But what the firewall put for you, it's a primary active. And in the standby, it's couldn't told you like secondary standby. So, and we don't have anymore here the pencil to edit each FTD. So here we'll be having a couple of things. We have here the edit. Here, if I want to switch active peer, if I want the standby to be an active, I can do it manually from here. Or I can break the HA if I don't want to be like active and standby, so I'll break it, and it will be like two different or independent FTDs. Here, force refresh high availability node status. Okay, here if you want to refresh, you can refresh high availability status will block the high availability operation until refresh is completed. Do you want? Yes, please. No problem. Refresh it. Okay, so let's refresh it now, and okay, great. So availability node status refresh successfully. Great. So if I just edit it, I don't want to go like deeply in the high availability. We'll explain it later, but let's do it fine here. So high availability link is logical name HA. This is what we name it. The primary IP address is 10.10.1. 10.10.2 solid mask. IPsec encryption, yeah, there is no encryption, we disable it. And the state link is the same because we have only one link. And here monitored interfaces. Okay, he found the VLAN 40, the outside, the diagnostic, the management, the VLAN 10, all the interfaces. I think that it has 30 VLAN 10. Okay, it's monitor all the interfaces. So both can see that. Failover trigger criteria, failure limit, failure of one interface. Okay, if one interface is down, so the failover will start. Parallel time 1 second per hold 15. Okay, it doesn't matter for this. Interface MAC address. Here I can like associate a physical interface with a MAC address active and standby. I don't want to do it and I don't do it. Anyways, so right now we have here. Let's, of course, all of us know like what is active and what's standby. This active, if it's filled down, then the environment or the traffics will go to the second one. So no any traffic will be passed through standby. The standby only listens. Great. In case of the active came down, let me get my pen. If the active became down, so what will be happening? The standby will become active and all the traffic will be routed to the standby. But when the active came back again, it came alive again, this came up, will never become active automatically. There is no preemption concept in the firewall, not like this core switch. We make a standby and I put the priority for it and I enabled something called the preemption. If it's down, so the traffic will be rerouting from here. Great. But what if the core became up? The active core, when it became up, automatically it will come back active. Automatically. This is no. This will remain active. So manually, we have to switch it. And we saw this option actually. Here, if I delete this and I go back here, high availability, make cancel. So here, switch active pair. So I will press it, it will be active again. So this is the concept for the active standby. So now it's active standby. Let's test it. Let's test it. So here in the VLAN 10, I still have VLAN 10 here. No VLAN 10. Okay, doesn't matter. Give me VLAN 10 again. Okay, ping 8.8.8.8 the internet minus T. Okay, so here the ping. Let me simple just shut down. No problem. So let's see what's going on. Okay, let's load the connectivity here. Lost again. Okay, in the real scenario, this should be faster. In the real scenario, this really should be faster because there is no use from the active and the standby of that. And I tried it like several times in the real case scenario. Okay, destination host unreachable 192.6.10.10. Okay. What's next? Okay, no. Obviously, there is a problem. There is a problem. Hmm, let's see here. Primary disabled, secondary is active. If secondary is active, so there is why no pink. I know why. Because previously we didn't put this as a trunk, and we didn't assign this to, no, we already assigned it to management. Let's see on the switch. Show run interface E0/0. Okay, there is no any configuration for it, so there is no trunk. Conf t interface G0/0. Sorry, E, yes, E0/0. Switch port to trunk encapsulation.1q, switch port mode trunk. Show one interface E0/3. Interface E0/3. It should be actually in the management. It should be, but let's see it. Let's see what's going on now. Yes, now the ping is happening. Uh, Actually, this kind of troubleshooting is fine. I like it. Uh, this we have to make it like a trunk to absorb all the VLANs from the standby. So, and if we make it like on, let me show it for you. Let me just pause the video until the active is up, and I will show you that it will not be inactive. So now the previously active was up now. Okay, show failover. Wait. Show. Okay, it is SSL this time. No problem. Let me go to the FMC and to see what's going on there. Okay, heartbeat, amp, yes, because I didn't get internet for the management. I don't know why, but it's fine. Let me refresh the page and to see what's going on. Primary disabled, still it's not on, still it's booting up. Secondary is active. Okay. Show failover state. This host primary, secondary none. Still it's grabbing the information. It's still thinking it says that it's a primary. But it should not be like that. So show failover state primary still. It's pinging. Now route to the host. Okay, because it's down, I think. Show IP. Mhm. Okay, all the IPs are there, and this is the HA link. Show failover again. State. Bulk sync none. I think it needs some time. Let's even see the FMC because the FMC will trigger it also. Mm, primary standby. Okay, but here contact deploy hit dashboard. Disable 39 modules. Okay, fine. It's matter about time actually. Okay, doesn't matter. It was a disabled and now it's a standby, and it will remain standby and cannot be like inactive unless I will make a switch here. But before doing the switch for you, just let me see what's the trigger here. Show failover state standby ready none. This source is a primary. No, this is not primary actually. Sorry. Yeah, this host is primary standby ready. Yeah, it's a standby ready. Other host secondary is active. Yeah. So it's working fine. So sorry, I read it wrong. I read it wrong. Great. So let me make one switch and let's see. Switch active peer. Okay, are you sure we want to make FTD HQ active, the active peer? Yes. So now it's doing the job on the homework. So remember that this is standby and this is the active. So now should be swapped. Great. Now primary is active and secondary is standby. This is the swap. So I think this is all the important points about the HA. So we achieved it, and our topology it's up and running and redundant in all in the two firewall, in the two core switches, etc. So the next video will be explaining the FMC management module, and this is like very important, so we'll try to cover it as much as we can. Thank you very much. I hope this video is useful for you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and link, and see you in the next one.